Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hi.
You are listening to the
Mhm.
Hairdresser Strong Show. And for this week's episode, we thought it would be a great opportunity and a great idea to do a little recap of last week's Beauty Business Brunch. It has been 1 week and a day. And so while it's still fresh in everybody's mind, and we thought we'd do a little recap. So what do you think, Sammy? Should we jump right in?
Yeah, let's get started.
All right, cool.
I don't know when Robert started them exact year, but Robert started getting local hairdressers
It was
together
before the pandemic.
for
So like
just like
6 or 7 years ago.
first like regular bottomless brunch, huge thing in DC. And each year it kind of grew bigger and bigger. And then I guess it was the summer before last, we had our last, I guess, normal bottomless brunch. And at that one, Robert was asking people for feedback, and people wanted kind of more than just a brunch and like hanging out with people. They wanted maybe panels and speakers and things like that. So as a result of that direct input, we designed the Beauty Business Brunch. So last year was the first year, and this year is the second year. And this year we had about 86 people.
So yeah, we double. It looks like we doubled. Last year was 42, and this year we had 86 if you include us, so 84, which is double. So that's cool. People, it's still growing, and people seem to be excited. So if you miss this one, don't miss next year. Okay, so quick world note about the Shadow program. The Shadow program is coming up to design entirely to enable stylists to go on, create a profile or login and see other salons near them. And then they can book a shadow session directly with them, and the owner or the manager get a text, and they also get the calendar invite on their Google or Apple Calendar. So the idea here is to create an absolute connection between students and salon owners, because there's a lot of concern around finding a place that you're going to vibe with everybody and you're going to be able to grow into the stylist you want to be. So with all that angst, we're hoping that this makes it easier for all of you cosmetology school students and rising stylists to be able to just go in and shadow. You don't have to sit down across from the owner or the manager and try to sell yourself. You can just show up as you are, and based on that, I think you'll figure out whether or not it's your place for you. Hopefully this enables everybody to have greater success. So that is the Shadow program. If you're interested, if you're on Instagram, you can comment the word shadow and you'll get an automated message sent to you regarding it. And otherwise, you can email us at listen@hairdresserstrong.com. Okay, so now let's get into the event. You want to go for?
So at the Beauty Business Brunch, right now we're looking at the day's agenda. So we started off with some networking. People, as they arrive, they can take pictures in front of our step repeat. We also had bagels and refreshments. And then it was a fast and jam-packed day. So we got right into our intro. So kind of what we're doing now. Robert gave his keynote about being the best, and he kind of wove in the three common threads that he had learned from interviewing people from the Hairdresser Strong Show, which were
So I told us I started off the speech with a story about how when I was in high school I didn't get along with my dad and I ran away, and I didn't see, and that was homecoming dance, and then I didn't see my dad or my dad's family until graduation, and nobody brought up me running away, but my everyone wanted to talk about what I was doing, gonna do next. And my grandfather, and not that I cared, by the way, because I really didn't want to listen to anybody because I wanted to do my own thing, hence why I left home. I was tired of the rules. And my grandfather makes this statement that I need, and it was very impactful the way it was made, but like he said, just be the best. Otherwise, what's the point of doing it at all? And and in order to be the best, I've learned that we need to talk to people who have been on a trail that's similar to the one we want to blaze, or have taken the path that we want to take, and try to learn as much as possible from people. And that's why we started the Hairdresser Strong Show. And in that, discovering, I mean, not why, but that's one of the things that we've gotten out of the Hairdresser Strong Show, I guess I should say. And that has led us to realizing that there's three things that run through every single episode and story. With over 200 episodes, every single person who has been on the show has told a story that include triumph over failure, hard work and sacrifice, and relationships. And my intention was to let everybody know, like, you're here, everybody who came to the event, you're already on the path to being the best, and already understanding some of the lessons that some of us have to learn the hard way. Um, and then we got into the panels. The panels will Let's talk about the panels.
So the first one, okay, the first one was revolutionizing customer experiences and pricing in a new era. So the human, the digital side of things, and AI. And this and the other panel topics and questions were actually based on all of your input. So the attendees and also just our community in general, we asked for your input. We had people vote, so we didn't decide on the topics because we wanted it to be a valuable event for those attending. So we wanted them to have direct input. And we had our kind of the description of it included things like understanding your customers' needs and what it means to deliver exceptional service. So this includes things like proactive communication, discussing value-based pricing. Some of the panelists talked about kind of elevating the interactions with clients and kind of how to turn that into building long-lasting relationships, as well as like Ruby, she talked about a digital presence. So kind of like she specifically honed in on social media. So what the different platforms are best used for, what you should post on those platforms, things like that.
Yeah, and it was such amazing time to hear all of them speak. Each one of our panelists, it was Vanetta Damas Jennings, Serkan Ozturk, Ruby Devine, and Kathleen Lauer. It was such a great time, and thank you all of you panelists for volunteering your time. The next panel was growth through challenges, confidence, burnout, communication, and access. When we got all the topics from people, and we had you all vote, because that's how we pick our topics. Like Sammy said, you pick them, we don't pick them. We pre-populate a list. You can add to that list, or you can upvote or downvote. And this one came from a combination of a few things, which included people wanting to know how to deal with difficult customers, but people also want to know how to deal with difficult customers when you're talking to people that are of different backgrounds, cultures, and different journeys in life. People wanted to talk about how to deal with burnout. People wanted to talk about how to. There was a question on the panel about, like, I think this was the one, Sammy, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, do we focus on growing ourselves? Do we create protocols and systems so that we can avoid confrontation, or
Mhm.
do we invest in how to communicate to deal with confrontation? That
Mhm.
was this one. Yeah. So good. So good. Okay, the next one was investing in the future, generational wealth, retirement planning, growing, scaling your business. Sammy, you want to tell us a little bit about this
So
one?
we had, in addition to the last panel, she was someone that was not in the beauty industry. This one, we also had two people outside the beauty industry. One was Marco Serrano. He's a financial planner with Primerica. And then another one was Shelley West. She is director of investments for a large endowment, which is the Howard Hughes Medical Institute. And alongside them were Cindy Feldman and Vanetta Dumas Jennings, and they talked about kind of two sides of investing. One side was more of like the money side, so like the retirement, the generational planning, things to think about. Like, is it too late to retire if I'm starting to think about it when I'm 35 or 50 or whatever the age? And then the other side of it was kind of investing in your business, like how to scale your business or
How to grow your
things like,
team,
mhm.
and what else? Oh, here's value of ongoing education, coaching. Coaching came up a lot. Especially Cindy Philman talked a lot about coaching. And what else? Personal development, achieving long-term success in your business and life. Yes, it was that. So the interesting thing is, um, The interesting thing is we went into workshop afterwards, and the room was divided into two. And one side of the room had the financial independence number calculation, and the other side had a digital customer experience audit. And Sammy created the digital customer experience audit, so I'll let her tell you about that. And the financial independence calculator, Marco Serrano, who is also a panelist, he created a like a worksheet for you to figure out how much money you need to retire, which I think was very eye-opening to a lot of people. And tell us about the digital customer experience audit.
So the reason why I made this was because when I would like search Instagram or look for like salons, websites, things like that, I would always find myself not being able to easily find the information I was looking for. Like if I found a stylist, well, how did I know where they were located unless I was just so interested where I did my research, where I started Googling them and things like that. So I was like, well, maybe I can put together a worksheet that helps people match what they're presenting digitally with the customer expectations, because there's so many different businesses that current customers and like even yourself like engage with online, like online shopping. You never have to talk to anybody, you can like do it all yourself, or like I think now you can even like book, a doctor's appointment or a yoga class online where people are expecting certain things. So if you don't have those certain things, they might get frustrated and kind of go elsewhere. So my workshop was kind of all about that. And people at the tables got to audit their neighbors' digital presence, so like their website, how searchable are they, what their presence is on Instagram, things like that. And then afterwards at the end, they would have kind of like a checklist of things to go back through, like double check if it's there, if it's not, things like that. What was Marcos's workshop like?
Well, that's where they figured out how much money they needed to retire. And yeah, it was very eye-opening. The digital customer experience audit, I was walking around the tables and people were like really impressed with like how in depth that it went for you to figure out, what is your customer experiencing? Like, are they getting all the information where they should? Are you maximizing your opportunity to sell yourself to future, potential customers, etc. So yeah, I think the workshop session was great. The cool thing is, some people were just kind of excited to talk to each other at the table. So some people didn't do work on the workshop, but guess what? Everybody got to take both workshops home, even if you did one there. Everyone got an envelope. So that's what's in that white envelope in the swag bags, y'all. Right, and then we had our Jeopardy prize pool giveaway. For Jeopardy, what we did, it was more like a trivia than a Jeopardy. But each question had a different amount of tickets, and so everyone got a ticket that they got when to be part of the raffle, and then you could win more tickets to get into so you can increase your chance of winning. And so we got Dynasty Maine. Mark Wayne came and he gave away two extension kits and a certification course, which was awesome, and that was really exciting. Orbe, Lindsay came and he gave away they were like a Harry Potter book, right? It
Yeah, they
was
were books.
yeah, it was so
Books
awesome.
as the boxes.
Yeah, the box was the book. He said it looks like a Harry Potter book. It kind of you this huge book. You open it up and it's got all these samples and full size products, and it was very pretty. He gave away two of those. And then Jenny Stone from Cal and Tatiana from Cosmoprof came up, and they gave away how many gift baskets? Were there
Three.
three gift baskets? And those were awesome. They were like amazing gift baskets. One was like a whole Goldwell color like sample like vibe. One of them was
The
like a
Cosmoprof experience with different brands that they
yeah.
carry. And then the last one was Cow. So I think it was Varus like tools. There were some like brushes and things like that in that one.
Yes. Yes, very awesome. It was a great opportunity for folks to interact with the brands as well as win some really awesome gifts. All right, so who came?
So this is the breakdown of who came. We're looking at a pie chart right now. So of the total amount of people, to about 26%, let's say, was commission stylists or barbers. 24% were independent stylists. About 19% were cosmetology students or apprentices. About 30% were salon owners, and 1% was a member of a co-op or shared space.
Yes, sir. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of like almost 50-50. Half were Solano, a little more than half, yeah. So more than half were, so what is that? 55% were business owners. Either you're independent or stylist or you're a salon owner. And then the other almost half were commissioned stylists and students, which is also like it's cool. It was like such a balanced group. So all right, so the data. So this is what you've been listening to us talk this whole time to get down to some interesting things. If you're a data person, this is the most exciting stuff. So why don't you do this and I'll take
Mhm.
this.
So we surveyed attendees, and if you're listening to this and you were attendee, we would love your feedback. So we will be letting you know how to give you feedback. But 100% of those that filled out the survey said they want to come back, as well as 100% of them said they enjoyed themselves. And then about 94.5% of the attendees, they want more than one event per year. And 78% preferred that events are on a Sunday rather than a Monday.
Yeah, and if you didn't answer this and you disagree with any of this, even if it's like, hey, I actually I didn't enjoy myself. We want to know, and we're gonna actually gonna want to know why. So hopefully you can share that. But like if you want to have a Monday event, then please fill out the survey. We sent everybody emails, right?
Mm-hmm.
That has the link to fill out the survey. Okay, so when you registered, you all answered some questions, and I'll tell you why this is important in a moment. But the data first, okay? 60% of you said you wanted retirement planning and or 401k services slash education. So basically you want those things, you want to learn more about those things. 64% said you wanted investing education advice to build wealth and generational wealth. So 64% are interested in basic investing 101 at least education and advice. 45% are interested in tax service advice and education. 28% want estate planning services and advice. And 1/3 are interested in fast foils and Orbe. And about 1/5 um, are interested in Goldwell, Cosmoprof, Schwarzkopf, Wella, Salon Centric, and L'Oreal. Okay, so why is that information important? Well, we're going to continue. We want to continue the conversation in the mission. So, we are going to take that information that you gave us. And also, people came up to me during the event and said, are you going to do a smaller event with just those panelists? Are you going to do a smaller event with the financial planner? We want to have a more in-depth conversation with more Q&A. So like in any conference, there are breakout rooms where after the main event or after something on the main stage, you can go off into the breakout room and have a more intimate conversation, go more in depth, have more interaction, or it's a class or a workshop. So what we are going to do based on your feedback, and we'll see if we have success in this, we'll keep doing it. So it's really up to you all. You all have to tell us, but what we're going to do is we're going to do satellite events. So like imagine the breakout rooms, but instead of all happening on the same day or that same weekend like they do in all other conferences, it's going to be spread over the next few months and next, let's say, basically throughout the rest of the year. And that's what I'm thinking. So right now we've already got for those 20% of you, 1/5 of you approximately that are interested in Goldwell. Goldwell, we're going to put together an opportunity for anybody that is interested. And if anybody else who's interested, well, don't worry, we'll be sending you all out an invitation. But specifically those people who said they were interested in Goldwell, we want to invite you to a free opportunity to see a live demo from one of the national educators from Goldwell, as well as some time for a hands-on experience so that you can use the color and get to know it. I'll be there because I've never worked with Goldwell and I'm interested in learning about new stuff that's on the market. And I'm always down to see a demo, you know. So that's something we're doing. I'm also working with Marcos Serrano. Him and I are actually talking tonight about putting together a workshop. Let's see if he's interested. If not, we will be finding other folks to work on all these topics that you said you're interested. So that's what we're working on now, as well as getting the shadow program up and running. All right. But there's also some additional feedback. Sammy, would you share some of the additional feedback that people gave us?
Sure. So we got one comment which read, I thoroughly enjoyed meeting with like-minded professionals and exchanging industry stories, experiences, and tips. Hearing what others gained from the event and what they plan to take back to their salons gave me valuable insight into how my peers are also evaluating their businesses. It was inspiring to see our collective efforts to elevate the industry, making the experience better for both clients and stylists, and sharing our craft and passion. We also got two other comments. One was, I really enjoyed conversing with like-minded stylists in a safe environment. And that's really good to hear because we really did want to create a welcoming and safe environment where everyone felt able, confident enough to say whatever and not, feel judged or make it feel like it's a stupid question or why are you asking that? Who asked that? Like that kind of thing. So it's nice to see that that did come through. And then lastly, someone said, love this, met my people, strong work ethic brings success.
Yeah, that's something that I love that one. I even said in my speech, was like I knew that I met my people. Like I knew this was my space and my people. So I love to hear that. All right, and then that's it. We would love to hear from you. Check your emails if you came to the event. I know emails are annoying, but please check them because we want your feedback. And we wanted to leave you all with this video that we put together to give a little recap. So here we go. You all. This the kind of beat to go rat-ta-ta, rat-ta-ta, this the kind of beat to go rat-ta-ta, rat-ta-ta, this the kind of beat to go rat-ta-ta, And if you're listening on podcast, just so you know, you might want to go on Instagram or YouTube and fast forward it because that was Sammy and I just dancing to that music. And you might not be able to hear it on YouTube because of the all the rules of copyright, but nonetheless, we love you all. Thank you all so much for your support. We are diligently working in the background. We will keep you posted along the way to continue what you liked and what you want more of, to make sure that it continues on throughout the next few months, but as we continue to work on next year's event and get that shadow program rolled out to you all.
Yeah. Hope to hear from you guys for your feedback.
All right. See you later.
Bye.